Hey guys, it's Phil. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I'm going to apologise for the fan in the background. It's really noisy, probably in the background of the video, but it's so hot I can't not have the fan on. So I thought I'd just apologise for that in advance. So if you saw my video the other day, I did the unboxing-y review thing of the Sylvaneth battle tome. And if you haven't watched that and you've got half an hour spare that you can just watch me blab, then that's a good video to go and watch that down in the description maybe, or if not, just click on my channel name and go and check that out. And today I'm going to show you my Sylvaneth project, as in the actual model that I've been working on. So basically, since the release came out, I've been quite fortunate in that I've been able to sell armies or trade cards away from my other card games, and I've actually managed to purchase a fair amount of the new Sylvaneth. So what I had before, I had a Branch Wraith, I had 12 Dryads, and I had a Tree Lord Ancient. And since this new release, I've actually picked up quite a lot of the new models and one or two of the older ones. Well, one of the older ones as well. So I'm going to show those off. But before I get into that, I'm just going to mention this worldwide campaign, the Season of War, that's going on at the moment at Games Workshop stores and stores all around the world, independent ones as well. It's really fun. You can just turn up, play games, and get your scores counted towards the global campaign. If anyone plays Age of Sigmar who hasn't had a go at joining in with this campaign yet, if you're out there, I'd really encourage you to get down and have a go, because it's so fun. And you don't have to actually even play any games. If you've painted a war scroll worth of models, you can go to your store and register that, and that counts as a victory as well for that faction, basically. So what you can actually do is support your team without having to play any games. If you're more of a modeler or a painter like me, then it gives you that opportunity to kind of really help without directly participating in the fighting. This is a little brochure all about it that came in White Dwarf a couple of weeks ago, and you can see the map for the 3 cities here which are being fought over. So there's that. And before I go into the painted models, I'll show you what I've got left to assemble and paint. So first of all, I've got this is my third box of Kurnoth Hunters. The other two I've assembled and painted, as you will see in the video shortly. I'm currently undecided. As you'll see, my 2 units that I've built so far, I've done one with the arrows and I've done one with the scythes here. I'm not sure, do I want to go and make one with the swords, so I've got one of each, or do I make another one with the scythes, or another one with the bow and arrow? I'm not really sure. The bow and arrow ones are really cool because they can support you from a distance, but then they're not very good in combat. The Kurnoth Greatsword gets lots of attacks, but it's only got rend -1, and it's random damage. The scythes have got better range, they get less attacks, but the attacks that go through do a steady 2 damage every time, and they have a rend of -2. So I'm really undecided. I suppose eventually I'll probably get 2 units of each weapon variety, but as it is, I might just build these ones with the swords, so I've got like 1 unit of each, and I can see how they do. And the other one that I've got, amazingly, I can't believe I was able to get hold of this, because it's a quite expensive kit. So I got Alariel of the Everqueen, and I'm just having to pick the camera up off the holding the tripod as well to show you this, because this is an absolutely massive kit. I cannot get over just how big this kit is going to be. The base is just mental. It's as big as Archaon's base. That's a clue to anyone who's seen that model. So this is like the supreme leader of the army. To be honest, she's probably going to get painted and stay in a cabinet, because I don't know if I'll even dare take her out and about with me. But that's the next up project. So, onto the painted models. I'll start with the first one I painted from the new release. If I can untangle her, there we go. There's all tangled bits on these models because they're all very organic. This is Dryka Hammerdreth. She's a character who was around since the world that was, back in the old world, but she's kind of leveled up a bit. Basically, she had her soul seed planted in a place of great evil, and that place kind of infused her and gave her this kind of wooden dreadnought type of body. And she basically, you see, she's got all this honeycomb in her as well, and she literally shoots bees at you, which is just crazy. I mean, bees aren't fun anyway, but when they're being shot at you, yeah, That's pretty mental. So that's Striker. She's really cool. I like this kit a lot. It went together fairly easily. There's a couple of bits where it's quite confusing until you do a bit of a dry fit and get your head around it. So there's that. The next of the big models I got, this is an older kit, it's from 2013, but it's another Tree Lord. This one I did as a Son of Durthu. So I had the Tree Lord Ancient, which I did back in the day, so you can kind of see that again in my Warhammer playlist down below somewhere. And I wanted to do this one because this is a close combat beast. He's got this great kind of glowing spirit sword. He's got the spirit of Durthu from the world that was infusing him, but he isn't Durthu. There's actually lots of Sons of Durthu, and they're kind of like this class of Tree Lord with the memories and battle spirit, I suppose, of Durthu, but they don't really know who he was, and they don't really know much about the world that he came from. They just know that they kind of fight for honor and justice for Alarielle. So yeah, I built him and painted him all on Sunday, believe it or not. And then the other character model is this cute little branch wraith here. So this is a little £14 mini. It's really cool. It's basically like a dryad, but she's got bigger horns. She's got this nice staff here, and she's got a little grub on her shoulder which goes around and it basically eats things, mainly people. So that's a really nice mini as well. So I really enjoyed painting this one up. Most of the minis that I've got here are fairly simply painted. It's mostly dry brushing, to be fair. But yeah, so next unit I'm going to show you is my Tree Revenant. So I'm just trying to find out which one is the leader of the unit here. This is the guy who's fallen over. Yes, it is. So the Tree Revenants are cool. These are the guys who are kind of like the spirits of elves, sort of. They're tree people who've kind of got the memories and the kind of the racial memory of the elves of the world that protected the forests. And they've sort of taken on that form as well. So they fight with weapons, and they've got some kind of relics of the world that they kind of vaguely remember, but not really. So this is the unit leader, and I think these ones are really cool looking. They're not necessarily that great in combat, I found, but maybe I've been using them wrong. So that's the unit leader. And then you've got a banner bearer for this one. So this is pretty much the only banner bearer in the entire Sylvaneth army right now. So yeah, he's pretty cool. And then you've got the musician, who's got these kind of panpipes. They're called waypipes, and actually that's a really cool thing, because this musician enables one of the skills this unit has, where basically in the movement phase you can take them off the tabletop and you can place them either near a wildwood anywhere on the table, or you can even bring them in from a table edge. So you can kind of bounce them around and put them where they need to be. I suppose that's what's supposed to make up for the fact that they've only got one wound each. So they're very, very squishy. They've only got a 5-up save. They're super, super squishy in combat. But if you can use them to harass a unit or distract the opponent from your key units, maybe that's what these guys are good for. So that's just a unit of 5. So it's only 5 wounds for the entire unit. So if anyone good at combat gets in with them, they're basically going down in a turn. But yeah, they're pretty cool. And they do get to re-roll 1 dice per phase, which might be a save roll, it might be a hit roll, whatever you want. It can be for your charging. So, I mean, they're quite flexible, but like I say, a bit of a glass hammer, I think. And then lastly, I've got 2 units of Kernoth Hunters, which I've painted. So the first unit I'll show you will be the first one I did, which will be the Archers. So here's the leader of the... Oops. Try not to knock the place. Here's the leader of the archer unit. So you see these have got these wonderful little bugs that carry the quiver and the extra arrows there. I think they're actually called quiverlings, something like that. So these guys, they've got their spirit stone sort of thing right there in their chest cavity. And I did the weapons to look like they're kind of glowing and ethereal. So that's basically the Celestial Grey and Nihilak Oxide. And I think that looks really cool. So that's the first archer. And there's this guy who's got a very similar sort of pose, but one leg's off the ground, sort of striding forward as he shoots. And they've all got a different quiverling. They're not the same design of quiverling on each one. And then there's this one here. It looks really cool. These are a bit fragile, these arrows here. You can see that it's got a lot of movement on it. And it's quite a thin piece. So I'm expecting at some point that's going to snap. Hopefully not, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. So that's a unit of 3. They're pretty beastly. They've got 5 wounds each, but these guys, again, because they're the archer ones, they're not so good when it gets to close combat, which is why I've built up so far this unit, the one with the scythes. So there you go, there's the leader of that unit. Again, pretty much the exact same colour scheme as the other one, just with different weapon loadouts. So that's the first scythe one, and you got this one, and he's got a little bug down on his base as well down there, just hanging out, because he doesn't want to be lonely, you see. And then the last one is this one. So there you go, that's that one. So that's all I've painted up so far, but having said that, it's pretty cool anyway, because that's quite a lot of money actually, of models. It's certainly more than I ever anticipated I would be able to buy from this release, but like I say, because I managed to trade a few things here and there, I managed to be a little bit canny and get hold of the things that I didn't think I'd get hold of, and I'm really happy about it. So let's just do a little overview. I don't know how well this will actually come out, because I'm going to play around with a tripod a bit. There we go. So yeah, that's the stuff outside of what I already had with the Dryad and the Tree Lord Ancient. Altogether on the battlefield, that should be a pretty decent force. I think at the moment that's sitting just under 2,000 points. Once the Kernoth Hunters and the Lariel are assembled, then technically I can make 2,600 points, somewhere around that point. So that's pretty cool, because technically that's quite a large army already. What I do perhaps need is another unit of these, just because they're battle line units. If I do matched play, they're like your core troops choice that you need. Either that or another unit of Dryads, which might be a better choice, because Dryads are pretty cool as well. So I'm knocking the camera a little bit because of how it's being held there. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Let me know if you are going to partake in the Season of War yourself, and anything else. No, I'll be back soon with another video, hopefully. I'll try and keep active if I can. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye, internet people.